Well, it's the Let's Play that didn't turn into a Let's Play, so let's go ahead and play. No, seriously, we're doing a janky low budget park and I think you're going to love it. Let's do it. So, funny story, you guys. This was meant to be the Let's Play series, you know, where I actually play the game and we do it live and we do a load of episodes a week and whatever, blah, 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 blah. I hated doing it. I hated the park I was building. I hated having to talk all the time, which that probably surprises you because I like the sound of my own voice. And it gave me a nosebleed. So I decided just to go for a normal, traditional series, and this is what we're going for. This is going to be one of those low-budget, regional-style parks. Think of Oakwood, think of Pleasurewood Hills, that kind of thing. And this is what we're going for, something really small. This isn't going to be a long series. It's not going to be a big series. This is not going to be a Grosvenor Gardens challenger. This is literally going to be low budget, low effort. Planet Coaster 2 is coming. I need to have time to do stuff. So this is what I'm thinking at the moment. This is our entrance area. I actually really dig Oakwood's new entrance. So I'm just going to rip that off, right? Oakwood's in a lot of trouble at the moment. It needs a bit of love. It needs some attention. It needs some care. It needs some investment. I think it's starting to get that. So Oakwood's new entrance, although is very low effort, is actually pretty decent. So this is what we're going for here. We've got a bit for the turnstiles. We've got a bit for the e-tickets because it's 2024. Guys, get with the times. But we do also have traditional tickets stuff going on in here. We've got guest services here. There's going to be some kind of arcade here, a gift shop here, food bits here, cha-cha toilets here, and then we've just got the starts of our first rides going on. And I mean, there's not much to see right now, is there? That's kind of my thought process. I need to actually do something to show you, so I'll see you in a minute. Oh, here you go then, guys. This is looking way more put together, isn't it? And like, I didn't know how I was going to be able to pull off jank, because I think it was Geekism that originally said there's a very fine line between being bad at Planet Coaster and good at jank. They sort of share the same palette of stuff, but actually, I like this. And I say that a lot, right? I say that pretty much every time. I like how this is turning out. It's turning out better than I thought. That is true. I didn't know how I was going to pull off this regional janky park vibe. So I started to do the whole wooden building thing because they're actually quite cheap to pull up, right? That's kind of what you're working with here. The palette of stuff would be as cheap as you can get, but as effective as you can get. So wooden sheds and that sort of stuff is the vibe. But you just get these like massive blank spaces that just don't really do much, and they don't have much of a feeling or a vibe about it. But yeah, it's starting to come together quite nicely. And I've also started to do some of the detailing work that I wouldn't normally do. So like some of the fences and stuff are out. That's because I needed to know what this park was going to be. It's not going to be a massive park, right? So we're not talking an expansive park. I think the limit of this would probably be here. I think I'm going to put a roller coaster in here. And I think the limit of the rest of the park is going to be sort of like here and back here. It's not going to be huge. It's not, as I said, a Grosvenor Gardens style park. This is a small regional park just to get us through to Planet Coaster 2. So this is the ticket office. I pulled this together very, very quickly. I very quickly settled on the yellow and green theme, actually. And it just sort of happened. Yellow lends itself to this wood because it's that natural pine colour. So that's kind of what I've done here. And green is just a natural successor to the yellow. It sits quite nicely within it. And then inside, ticket office. You don't need many more than this. It's five windows. That's it. I mean, this is a park that would probably attract maybe 2,000 guests a day at its busiest. So it's very budget. It's very low key. It's very... You probably wouldn't even need 5 ticket windows, to be honest with you. But we've got 5. And we've got the usual stuff in here. Of course, it needs all of its clutter. It needs all of its Theme Maker's Toolkit passes and whatever, so that's gonna happen. But this is just like getting a vibe for how I wanted it to be. Is the office a little bit too wide? It probably is, actually. You could probably get away with it being a little bit narrower than this, but hey, it is what it is. Let's just deal with it. And then inside the park, you've got this bit here. This is going to be the guest services. So again, it's simple, right? It's simple and effective. It doesn't need to do much more than this. It's going to need its office stuff putting in here, of course it is. But this is where you would go to pick up wheelchairs and push chairs, and you go and get park maps and all of that sort of stuff, right? So this is just a guest services building, and that's all it is. But it's got like in the corner here, and it's loving life. it's like it's there. And then you've got the turnstiles. I mean, there are no actual turnstiles. Janky parks don't spend money on turnstiles, like on computer systems that run ticketing systems and whatever. They just don't. They would literally have a gate that gets opened in the morning. Oh, I just need to sort that gate out. They would just have a gate that gets opened in the morning and somebody would be stood there taking tickets off you. That is literally as simple as it is. I'm going to need to put the staff and stuff in here. There's a little bit more touching up work I want to do, but this is literally it. And then this is the building structure that I wanted. This is exactly as Oakwood's is. It's just this wooden beam structure. Very new wood. That's why it's that really bright yellow kind of colour. It's that kind of pine sort of look, if you like. It's going to need a roof, of course. It's going to need a roof, but yeah, like that's it. These would be the e-ticket machines, so they're parking tickets in the game, right? Because this is the only ones that we've got, and I can't put an ATM in because they come right to the front here, and that's not how I want it. And then the only way to be able to do that another way is to remove a square from the plaza back here. Oh, I can't wait for Planet Coaster 2 and the ability just to plop stuff on a path. Like, it's going to be incredible. I can't wait. But anyway, these are the e-tickets. Lots more of these ones because, of course, the park would promote e-tickets being a thing. But you don't need anything else other than a fence around here. It doesn't need to be fancy. It doesn't need to be anything expensive. And I love it. Like, this is so much fun because it's so simple to pull together. Outside the front here, I started to do all of the fence work and whatever because I just needed to know what the plaza area was going to feel like and whether I was cluttering it out too much. Then we're going to have some planters. They're not going to be trees. They're actually going to be planters. And then this bit's just going to be a wide open area. Then, of course, we've got cha-cha toilets. Going for a slightly different vibe on this one. I've actually put the toilets as if they were in the maintenance cupboards, and that's because I didn't want these to be too wide. In order for us to make this work as you would normally have in game, they end up being quite wide. They end up being, I think, 16 meters wide. It's too wide for what I want here. I only wanted it to be 8 meters. So there you go. You've got the row of cubicles one side, the row of cubicles the other side. I have just recorded with Moomin, and the park we were recording in had urinals, and I was like, oh, it's the thing I'm missing. That's exactly what I'm missing. So I've now got urinals into the cha-cha toilets, and we're all good. We love it. So I've just put some privacy screens and whatever in here. I don't know if the park would even bother with privacy screens. I mean, not many parks do, but there you go, we've got privacy screens. Then on the other side, we've just got the usual sinks and hand dryers. Need to put some clutter on the walls and whatever just to bring it to life. But yeah, we've got outside of the park toilets, inside of the park toilets, awkwardly placed, but that's because they would do that for plumbing purposes, right? So these would all be plumbed into the same mains and whatever, and off they go. So it just makes sense to have it back to back. Then the food unit, this is again all I want it to be. It needs detailing, it needs some fine touches and whatever, but it doesn't need any more than this. It's a food unit. Deal with it. Like, I don't know what else to say. But the gift shop, this is pretty nice. I'm liking how this is. I wanted it to have this open vibe, this open feel, like the glass feel and whatever. I did originally have it closed in. I did originally have it as just this stark wooden like wall on the both sides here, and then just have this one side open. But actually it makes more sense. Look at the litter, by the way. Look at the state of the park. I think I need some stuff. Yeah, so I ended up having glass and whatever alongside here because it just makes it feel so much better. And then inside, I've just used my usual gift shop stuff, right? I did have visions of doing my own versions again and doing new stuff, but I thought, oh, can't be bothered. Guys, I can't be bothered. Like, Planet Coaster 2's coming. This is a low effort park. Can't be bothered. I really can't. So we're going for the gift shop stuff inside here. Standard setup. Just needs a little bit of detailing and whatever. And then over this way, the last bit to show you is just towards the railway line. So I've used the pebbles rather than the rubble piece, because the rubble piece really is quite harsh on piece count. So I've used the pebble piece and the dirt piece just to give it a little bit of variation, a little bit of jank, a little bit of overlap and whatever, and then a curb, of course, just to make it make sense. This is going to be a seating area where you're going to have lots of picnic benches and whatever, so this is all going to look good. And then I'm going to just put some foliage and whatever inside here. And then, of course, we've got a merry-go-round, and it's the only ride that we've got going in the park at the moment, but hey, we've got a merry-go-round. And I started to bring the railway around this way with the pebbles and whatever, so I know how this is now going to feel. And then I don't know if the chair swing's going to stay there. That's why I'm not going to bother doing the chair swing just yet. And then inside here, we do have ourselves the games unit. So I just need to put some of the other games in here just to make it come to life and a bit of fine touches and stuff. So there you go. There is how it is looking so far. I'm purposely not talking about this. We'll deal with that in the next update because I need to get this area finished. I will see you in a mo. So guys, I think that's me done for this week, and it's turned out actually a lot better than I thought it was going to. It feels a lot cleaner. It doesn't feel as jank and as dirty as I wanted it to. It feels quite uniform, but actually I quite like that this feels like this area has just been done up, right? It feels like it's just had a bit of a refit and whatever, so it's cool. And I think I know why. It's because the path is really bright and it's not recolorable. It would need to be duller in this instance, and that's why it feels so new, right? But yeah, I like how this has turned out. It's all uniform. It's got a lovely little feel to it. It's a lovely little regional park, and forgive the trees, but this is the entrance area. I haven't done either side of it yet, of course. I'm just doing the entrance area itself. Nice little area with some flat planters and whatever, and of course the mini conifers, the baby conifers come back. Yay. Can you imagine what's going to happen? We can rescale stuff. We're going to have a whole world of fun with foliage. I can't wait. So just put some trees and some overgrowth in the front here, and then you walk through into this tiny little plaza. Remember, the park would only get, what, 2,000 guests in a day, so we're not dealing with a massive park here, as I've said. It's actually got a little bit of Reigate Lake vibes about it, if I'm honest. It's a very similar setup, and I'm alright with that. It's cool. We've got a name, OakRoad Park, because we very much like to rob stuff. So we're going out with a bang. This is the last hurrah before Planet Coaster 2, so why not? Spike, if you're watching, can I have a sign, please? Thank you, sir. You can say no, by the way. No is a valid answer. So, OakRoad Park, there we go. We're going for the slightly adventure vibe and whatever. So this is the ticket office. Tickets are all done. I did think to myself that this was a little bit too high, especially as I put the staff in. They're barely like peeking over the top, like a little old lady in a car. It's like peering over the steering wheel. You shouldn't be driving, love. But it's all good. I think it's because the animatronics, the way that they're actually sitting, is a little bit too low. So it's all fine. I mean, they sit quite nicely on the chair. The chair is designed for this animatronic, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, I also can't count. I said it was 5 windows. It's not. It's 4 windows. It's 5 pillars. So there you go. But this is what we've got in terms of the entrance area. Then grab your tickets from this part, and then I just cluttered out the back end of this bit. Yeah, that's what she said. A couple of posters, a couple of stuff, and it's all good to go. And then in the turnstile area, it's not turnstiles. I still maintain that they don't have turnstiles, but there's our staff. They're ready to take guests' tickets and stuff. They'll literally just open the gates and yeah. Have you seen Oakwood's new entrance, by the way? Like, they've got this bit. They don't have the tickets, but this is actually a low fence that you can quite easily just hop over the fence. Have you seen the meme of the security gate that's basically a ladder? It's like that. I don't think they thought that through, but we have. So I've got in, this has always been in, but here's the entrance gate for the vehicles, here's the entrance gate for staff and stuff, and then of course it would be closed or used in an emergency if it's needed when you need to evacuate the park. You might actually even open them at the end of the day. And be done with it to let guests out. So onto the toilets. There's the toilets. It's well, the sign is on the other side. The sign's the right way around. And I was just about to say I'm so glad that sort of happy accident, but no, it's not a happy accident. It's the wrong way around, and that's going to upset some of you. I know it is. I just know it is. But these are the toilets inside. You've got your sinks, you've got your mirror, you've got your ceiling, and then inside, of course, you've got your usual stuff. I can't find a decent toilet roll dispenser, by the way, so I've just left them off for now. I know they exist because that ginger one used it in his park for Moomin's contest, so I know they exist. I just haven't had a chance to go and scout it out and find it. The other toilet, by the way, is just the same. There you go. They're all walking into the into the backstage. It's fine. That's where the actual toilet is. We know that already. And then the other side is exactly the same, right? It's a mirror image. They're not exactly the same. I've done different posters and whatever, but they are basically a mirror image of each other. And then this is where it does work out. The sign does work out. See, there's ladies and then guys. See. It was always planned. But I really like how they're hidden around, how the toilets are hidden around the back here. And when the coaster that's going to be in here is going to come into this area, This is going to close off quite nicely. I'm going to have foliage and whatever that's going to like sort of bring this bit to life. So for now, it's just a bit janky and it's a bit unfinished. But the actual building itself, I quite like. I thought that the park would probably use wall planters just to break up the space a little bit. I don't want to do any more than this. I don't want windows. I don't want anything like that. I just want it to be wood. But the problem with Planet Coaster is if you do a big surface that's of like one repeating texture, it looks rubbish. You have to do stuff in it to break it up, and that's one thing that I don't know, kind of bothers me about Planet Coaster, but I also kind of love. It's like this bit here, for example. This sign probably wouldn't be here. It would just be wood, but without it, it feels empty. So I just added this stuff in just as a bit of detail, but it doesn't need to be any more than this for this kind of janky park that we're going to. You quite literally just need to know that you can go there to get food, or you buy food and you walk away. Like that's the principle of what we're doing here. Likewise with a gift shop, you just need to know it's a gift shop. There's no bells and whistles, there's no themes, there's no money spent on decor or anything like that. I know that feels really lazy, but that's what jank does. That's what jank is. Like it's all it is. We kind of experimented with it with the water park series that we did, and it kind of works out, right? It looks good. It looks all right. So inside here, we've got the gift shop, all of the bits and stuff on the shelves, and the flooring's all down and whatever. I've actually chosen the ceilings to be the fences. And likewise with this bit here, they're fences. So you know how we've always said, walls, windows as walls? Well, fences as roofs are a thing as well. So we love it. The seating area then outside the carousel is now pretty much all done. Like I say, I need to put the coaster in here to know whether there's going to be track here or not. If there isn't, then I'll continue the seating area, the picnic area over. But otherwise, this is all done. I've lined it off with a topiary tree topiary. I still don't know how to say it. You guys have told me many times. But yeah, so I've lined it off with the topiary tree, and it looks all right. I think I do want to put another tree in here just for a bit of shade and whatever. So, but that's going to need to determine, well, that's going to be determined by the coaster and stuff. So, yeah, there's of course the merry-go-round. Haven't done any signage or whatever for it yet because I don't really know how this park's going to feel. Don't even know if it needs signage or such. But yeah, that's the merry-go-round. And then we've got the games unit. So there's the games unit. I've just filled it out with games. It's quite literally a shed of games. Put a bit of tread plate down just to give it some flooring. I can't deal with the guests walking through stuff because the barriers and stuff that you put in makes the pathway that they're going to be walking too narrow and they then don't walk down it. So guys, just deal with it. Then inside here, this is really simple. This is really nice. This is kept nice and clean. And this is the guest services, so I'm happy. I'm happy with that. I think it'll probably evolve over time. I think I'm going to come back and do some touching up and whatever once I know what the personality of the park is. But for now, I'm happy. I'm happy with this. The whole yellow and green and the wood floor and whatever, it's consistent. It's consistent with the rest of the park and stuff, right? And then I've just put the barriers in for the train, so that's now all sorted. I just need to work out where the station's going to be. It's sitting there at the moment, but I don't think it's going to end up there because of this ride and the queue and whatever that's needed. But anyway, it's there. And then I have just put in the beginnings of a maintenance area. So because, as I said, the coaster is going to come in here and it's going to utilize this space here. I don't know what other space I've got for sheds and whatever, so I've started the process here. This is a blueprint. I've used it many times. I think it was first seen in Chatterlandia. Why build new if you can just reuse what you've already got? So that's what we've done. Inside, it's all cluttered out with stuff, and then on the outside, it's cluttered out with more and more stuff. So it's kind of like a working area. Then you've got the access to the main plaza that's from here. There you go. I did kind of want to hide it, but no. I've seen some vlogs from Oakwood. They don't hide anything. Nothing is hidden. Like, you can see just the most awful views from the queue lines of rides, and I'm so here for it. That's what we want. And then we've got the access to the road. I haven't done any detailing the road. That'll come later because I need to put the car parks and stuff in. So, yeah, there you go. There is the entrance area. Guys, thank you for getting to the end of the episode. I really do appreciate it. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I really do appreciate you hanging out with me. Please look after yourselves. Until we speak again, take care. Bye-bye.